what appears to rule them all.
No, I
The
understood that.
actual
What is the actual game?
the actual gameplay appears to be some sort of like simulated combat game between two players that extends not just to the fight that they have on the battlefield, but they describe it as a competition of the very wills.
Chess boxing.
The annotator that you have, it describes it as almost like playing music, in which you're trying to like write the final note and or finish the perfect the song before the other opponent can.
Man, these 40K nerds sure are something, huh? Really think highly of themselves.
Yeah, it does appear to be you see comments about people dying in the game. You see comments about it not being about just beating the other person, but about zone control. In this one, even you see that the entire scheme of how the world is run for the next year is sometimes determined by how the final game is actually won and what tactic they use.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting. Well, this is a incredibly bizarre commitment to nonviolence, that's for sure. But at least they have a thing. So, well, I guess being big doesn't help you here. But I mean, it's not like we're the dumbest ones to play this game.
Let's hope not.
Maybe if we put all four of our brains together, we'll have half a brain cell.
It does seem like the entire game, like the scheme of when they start doing competitive, I should say, play, and when the finals happen are over the course of around 3 months.
So this might be a we do something here and come back later kind of thing. Okay. Hmm. So things are getting more and more interesting. I guess let's toss it back to Jaimin. How's your mechanics going?
Well, I left the ship too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why I'm tossing back and see like how's that going with you.
Yeah, I went to find a mechanic to repair my assistant.
Yeah, so you're looking for a you're looking for a either like an expert, a specialist, or a master, is that correct?
I'm looking for somebody I think can give me 3 successes after an hour's work. And I'm going to take a mechanical and electrical spare out of our storage so that I can get a better price on what I need to get done.
Okay, you can try to seek either an expert or a specialist in this district. An expert will give you a D12 and 2D8, and a specialist will give you 2D12 and 2D10.
How much does a specialist cost?
A specialist will cost 45 notes a day, which would be 5.5 notes an hour.
Yeah, I'll hire a specialist at 5.5 notes, since I only need them for an hour.
All right. Here is the roll. So they need 3 successes in order to fix your robot friend. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And there are 4 successes.
Alright, Lobos is back in operation.
And what about yourself?
I'm fine. I mean, I'm injured, but that's going to take forever.
Can you just repair that?
Yeah, I repair that. Well, me and Lobos repair via the body. I mean, the cybernetic body, which is essentially the same as healing, except that we could heal a lot faster. It just takes a mechanics or craft check once every hour.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, so
And that adds another 5% to your healing process.
yeah, so I can heal 5% an hour, and I think biologicals heal, what, 5% a day per check? Which I think, in the long term, means that I can heal faster. I'm just not really concerned about it. And Lobos can heal me, because Lobos is a synth, and synths have craft. So every hour, Lobos could just be trying to heal me.
Yeah.
And himself.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to try to buy while on planet?
Nope. Everything I want's way too expensive.
All right.
And I have no idea about the game or anything like that, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, wow, I don't know why you phased back to me. I had a 2-minute operation.
Yeah, that was just
Well-
so I can do like my worksheet here.
Yeah.
Yeah, how much
Um,
is 2 plus 2 times 2? It's a math
Well-
problem for the generations.
What I'm thinking right now is I'm going to go ahead and get a synth engineer, which will mean stat, 2 craft die, and then either electronics or mechanics, and they can try repairing the ship some, which will help for free. Questioning.
So wait, you're gonna buy slave labor is what you're telling me?
It's a
I don't
friend
think
who's
he's
willing to
buying
help
it.
us out.
He's recruiting them as irregulars.
He said buy. The word he used was buy.
That is true.
Sorry, wrong word. I'm also trying to transcribe it so I have easy access to it at the same time. I'm not entirely certain about a second choice here, but I'm thinking an investigator probably makes sense.
Also, the problem is that irregulars, if they live here, aren't going anywhere.
They don't. That was the explicit condition.
Yeah, so they're gonna be, what, just working on the ship and then we leave them behind.
Well, whatever they want, really.
Well, I mean, since your irregulars switch out every session is what I was getting at.
Yeah, more or less. We're not like offering them a ride. We're working together with them.
Well, no, I already told you I don't want anybody new on my ship. Unless they're a PC.
Well,
I don't
this
want
is
anybody Eli controls sabotaging my ship.
well, he doesn't. I control them.
Well, somewhat.
But
GM has ultimate fiat on your irregulars.
but I have a synth friend to come and help repair the ship. And are you going to actually try to prevent the ship from getting repaired?
I do like the way you word that. Like we're playing Among Us, right? How much blood did come off of his knife when you stabbed him? None
I
at
saw
all.
a
I
dark
didn't
blade
stab
bend.
anybody.
Yeah, that's the question. Are you going to like physically stop it, or is there a way I can convince you to work with them on the ship so that you can keep an eye on them?
I guess I'll just have Lobos watch over them.
Okay. Lobos is also a robot. Does he want to assist?
No, Lobos is a synth.
Is also a synth. Would he like to assist?
Well, he can't assist if he has to watch over your synth.
Okay then. Well, at the very least, I have somebody.
See,
And
Lobos
now-
could be fixing the ship himself, but now he has to watch your synth.
He's not an engineer, is he?
No, he's an assistant. He is a... Hold on, he is a
Slave.
servant. He is a servant. Which means that he has craft as well. But it means all synths have craft. He just happens to also have a lot of transport.
Craft, endurance, transport,
So, I mean, in a...
cybernet.
if he had been around, he could be co-piloting for me. You know, give me like an assist bonus and whatnot. But he was dead. Or unconscious.
Right. Well, we got that for the future.
Yep.
So let's see. So if we got a synth, so we got 3d6 craft, and would this be electronics, mechanics, or both?
For which
the ship.
item are you repairing?
I'll probably start going through each of them if that makes
I
sense.
think it was mainly the electronics of the ship that were damaged by that EMP, so I'd say it'll be electronics.
Okay. And I do still have Lisk, and he does have a craft die, so he could rote this and provide an extra D12.
Okay.
Yeah, specifically, you only called out the electric systems. You didn't say, like, the reactor or the coffee
Yeah.
machine or the doors.
So let's do this in order. So we have sensors first, I guess.
It's lucky I didn't say the coffee machine, because remember, everything's routed through that.
Mhm.
I mean, if you were really an FTL master, you would have said the airlocks.
Here we go. That is 5 successes for sensors.
Yeah, with 5 successes, I'll even pass that along. That with 3 total electronic spares, so 1 for your sensors, 1 for your comms, and then 1 for just miscellaneous stuff around the ship
Well, the
that also
holographic
need to be repaired.
projectors.
Yeah,
By the way,
So we
what
go
were
from
those a
5
part
to
of again?
2.
the comms room.
The holographic projectors were part of the comms room?
Yeah,
Yeah.
For what?
for teleconferencing.
Oh, I thought it was
Zoom
part
calls.
of the. I thought it was part of the sensors. I thought we had like an astrogation chamber where like everything was fully projected and whatnot. I guess I missed that part about where they actually were on.
Yeah, he had said they were in the council
God.
chambers or the meeting room, whatever you called it before.
Arcloid, all the holographic projector options you could have thrown out there. They could be on the outside of the ship. They could be projecting false ships.
Arcloid chose the armory.
God,
Oops.
who
Right.
picked holographic projector? That one was a
It was
fucking
Griffin.
idiot.
I did. I
He
have a
could
communications room.
have been the size of a planet.
But look at this. It's a nice, comfy chair. It's got real leather that'll peel in like a year.
He's just salty about it because the chairs that you got had cup holders, and he already has a cup holder, so it's redundant for him.
I don't even sit down. What are you talking about? I
He's
float.
jealous. Let's be honest.
If I had a choice, they'd be bucket seats.
Literal, actual buckets, I'm sure.
No, they'd be milk crates. We'd all be sitting on milk crates. Milk crates and upturned buckets.
But then they're not buckets.
This
Yeah.
fancy astrogation room, this up to like high tech armory, all these chambers that are of extravagance, and he opens it up, and this is the conference room. There's just like milk crates on the ground, and panels are hanging loose. There's sparks.
Oh yeah, no, it's like that scene in Archer where they come back and it's like a miraculous office. It's like, holographic projectors. It's in the same office again. No, you're gonna walk in there. It's gonna be like a Roman bathhouse, and it's like, fooled you, redneck asylum. The walls are made of wood.
Inside the ship.
Yeah, wood paneling,
So
farm hay
guys
all over the
have-
place.
you've worked with your synthetic engineers to repair the ship.
Mhm.
What are you going to do now?
Fire them.
Well, we're not going anywhere for a little bit.
What they can do? Help
We
us with the
probably
game?
need to discuss what we're going to be doing. To the meeting room.
Well, first thing we need to do is read the rules of the game. Once you tell me that the
Yep.
game exists and how
Yeah.
you lost it.
Right, so we go to there, we lose the game, and we put the book on the table, and I go, well, here's the rule book, and Lisk will go ahead and explain it, and Lisk will, of course, have a whole slideshow already ready. He'll pull the projector down and everything, dim the lights. Next slide.
Read the book. 4 successes.
Okay.
So you know as well as Lisk does now.
This is why he didn't give us research, by the way.
So yeah, so you understand the context, at least, of what this thing is, and I'll say, so it looks like our target is on a location that only a certain select members of winners get to go to, and I'm pretty sure it's off limits for the rest of the year as well. It's
Sure.
going to take about 3 months for this competition.
No,
I'm going to assume we don't have to be here all of those 3 months.
we can just get there right now.
No, I like to live.
No, the thing is that previous winners don't have to compete. They have access to the moon. All we need to do is take one of the previous winners.
I'd like to remind you that the thing we're after is a key to an incredibly dangerous thing, and if they're aware of this, they have a large, massive fleet ready to go to get the rest of them and several people who already have the information.
I don't see what has anything to do with what I just said.
I'm saying it's risky because we'd like to not tell other people about it.
I didn't say anything about telling anybody.
I assume it might come up. Why do we want to go there?
What? I said we take one of the former winners so that we have access to the moon.
Are you suggesting we kidnap a high-ranking individual in a society that glorifies them as a celebrity and ruler?
And its combatants.
Well, they don't really have combatants. They're playing games. Also, we're just a glorified taxi if we need to be. You guys are so quick to jump to kidnapping. I don't know what's wrong with you.
That was you.
I said we
wrong
take them
is
from
that you
point A
haven't
to point
explained your
B.
plan.
Right, and I just like to see where you guys' minds go. And your first thought was kidnapping.
Well,
I'm a
what's the
pilot.
alternative?
I'm
we
a
just get a job with him as a chauffeur and ask, "Hey, boss, you want to go to the Victory Planet today?"
Yes. It's literally an exclusive moon. What do people who have exclusive rights like to do? Flaunt it. He'll want to go to the moon. All we have to do is make a scenario where he wants to show off. Additionally, all I am is a pilot. I'm not a kidnapper. I can't fight anybody. I'm only good when somebody wants to attack me.
Well, that's why I'm here, but, end of Firu.
So yeah, if we
But-
can get to the moon early, we don't have to compete in the game at all.
I'm not sure how we manage that.
I just said we take him there. Any of them.
We need more building blocks than that.
Look, you build a castle on a foundation. We have a foundation. We need not naysayers. We need ideas. We need builders.
Right. My suggestion right now was that we could just go there ourselves by winning just enough. And if we win just enough, we're there and we can do it while we're there.
Right, but if time is a factor, and we all agree we don't have 3 months to just wait around playing games, or, getting good at the game that the entire population of this planet plays and competes against their entire lives, and we are just now being introduced to it through a book that somebody wrote, that maybe cheating and getting around the system might be easiest.
Maybe, but we should be careful to do that in a way that doesn't result in us blowing up.
Right. Maybe not kidnapping people like you seem to want to do.
Well, here's a question. We actually have the logs here. We could go over those real quick and see what did Lazaro do while he was here. Did he mention people, places? Did he win this competition? How did he get there in the first place?
So that gives you a great use of the gift you learned from finding out that information about Lazaro in the history gift.
Piloting.
Yeah, we didn't all sell it back, right?
I did. Did
With
you?
history,
Yeah.
I sold it.
I sold it.
Well,
here's the thing though. History is just an addendum to academics. So
Yep.
so you
And-
guys don't recall, so it's not going to help you recall it from when reading the logs, but you can make an academics check to reread through the
another
logs.
4 successes.
Go ahead and roll another d12 as well. You have a perpetual research assistant here, don't
5
forget.
successes.
Nice.
So you're going through and you go back to the logs that Lazaro gave you, or not Lazaro gave you, but Lazaro had, and it seems like Lazaro before his incarceration spent about a 4-month stint on Warcon, in which from his activities it seems like he was in fact playing in the game, and one of his last logs noted that he reached a high enough rank to visit the Victor's planet.
I just want to tell you guys, you the 2 other players of the game, that Eli has probably spent some time delegating how this game is supposed to be played, figuring out how the game is going to happen, things like that. And all I'm saying is, Fuck Eli. Let's beat him at his own game and not play the game. And just get there and out.
Being clever is good. I agree. I'm just not sure how the going around plan works yet.
Well, maybe we kidnap him.
It is the victor's planet. Do they actually live there during the year or something? Or are they actually back here on this planet ruling? Do they have a job, or are they just celebrities?
They are rulers. The exact winner of the game is the emperor of Warcon, and manages Warcon until the next game is ran. He also will participate in the next round. The planet is only opened up for the finals of the game's culminating stage, and it's protected throughout the year to stop from interference and cheating, which has happened in the past.
I gotta say, Griff, this is the game where you really should have played your assassin.
Oh gosh, yeah.
You just imagine any game where you just walk around, I'm the emperor. What are you talking about?
It would be dangerous, but I mean, it's not like I haven't done things dangerous with Garrett in the first place. But he's off doing something else and presumably shaking his head at another genocide, so we don't have to worry about him right now.
Also, maybe a Morpheus irregular.
Oh my gosh, this would just be another genocide if it was Garrett and Lincade again. Oh god, no. We're rulers now. What are you doing? War is back on. Oh no. Duh.
When you reach the finals, you fight with real people.
So to go with the we want to go there early plan would mean we'd have to make a personal entreaty to the current active ruler and emperor and celebrity of this planet to get him to go there preemptively when the reason no one goes there is to prevent cheating.
No, because we have to go there to inspect the grounds against cheating. We're the rules lawyers. We've got to go there.
All right. So that's a new plan, which means getting hired on, which, if I take a look at this ranking system, we appear to be too low to have a job.
Right, which is why they'll never expect us. The rules lawyers can't be on the rankings, because then they'd be competing for stuff. That's why we're not on the rankings.
I think they'd probably still try to do it legit, but that doesn't mean we couldn't illegitimately get a higher rank somehow.
With your research into this book, you would know that the rules lawyering is done all by a religious sect on this planet, who are in fact called the rules lawyers.
Conversely, we could just hack the system.
Right, which hacking it in the cultural center point of an entire planet seems like it will be difficult.
Seems like it, but as proven in real life, not really.
They just kept the password as admin. What were they thinking?
I don't even mean that. You know how many times the United States gets hacked every second?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's because they're dumb and unprepared. Man, I'd hate to be one of those guys, you know?
Okay, what about any of the DDoS attacks that major gaming companies go through?
Yeah, they're dumb and not prepared either.
So Warcon is just the combination of the two. It's a major nation, plus it's a gaming company of the
They're
umpteenth
gamer
degree.
Americans. Of course, I should have seen it.
I'm certain that there's got to be some sort of, if we find you doing this, you're going to die, sort of like real hardcore extreme reaction to it. But at the same time, we're going to be in, we're going to be out. So
I guess here's at least my postulation. Our adversaries are the Malmaganes, the Syndicate. They have already demonstrated, are reasonably effective assassins and infiltrators. However,
have they?
Well,
by their inability to kill the two of you when they caught you on their own grounds, in the middle of their own traps. Literally, they had you where they wanted you, and they failed to kill you.
My point is, I'm not judging them on a 2v2 fight in which we lost, and they accomplished their objective. I'm saying they accomplished all of their objectives against an entire other organization. They can accomplish things, but this is an armada and a highly militarized planet and its most secure area. I think even for master infiltrators who have already set up cells here, who are already ready to go, this would be a hard sell for them.
I just want to point out, though, they didn't accomplish any of their goals. Ronnie the Blue is still alive. The people who came to catch him survived. All their traps were disarmed, and they had to run away, and one of them is dead.
They got their key source of information. That's the point.
Unknown.
But what I'm saying is, even if we accept what you're saying, I'm still saying it'll take them some time.
Like I said, we've got a foundation. We need builders, not demolitionists. I need you to
Right.
put that big brain of yours to good work, not trying to tear down the foundation.
I'm just saying the slow route seems plausible right now.
Well, of course it does. Surely we, 3 foreigners who have just learned about the game today, will certainly beat the entire society whose entire birth-to-death ratio is centered around playing and winning the game.
Lazaro did it,
Good for Lazaro.
and we're basically the exact people to do this. You're a humongous nerd of a rock. Nephiro and I actually know how to do a fight, unlike you. And
Oh, yeah?
even
Come,
Lisk over here could probably play this game. He read the whole damn book.
you want to fight? Come fight me. We'll see who's good at a fight. I bet you won't
Uh-huh.
even lay one hand on me.
Mm-hmm.
You just wait till I fucking learn taunt.
The winning move is not to play.
That's what I'm saying. You can't tell me you know how to fight and then not fight me.
I'm saying I know my way around tactics, and they're trying to replicate it. It works. The thing is, the biggest problem, at least with mine, because I gotta tear things down, is even my own ideas, is no single one of us is good at this. Eli,
Okay.
are there provisions for teams? Or is everyone solo?
There is precedent set for foreigners who are clearly inefficient and inferior minds at the game to accept their weakness in the view of Warcon's supreme genius and work as teams.
Well, that's
There
not
we
going to
go.
happen. Oh, I do
And
like...
that is about the tone of that whole rules segment.
Well, I don't consider myself less than anybody else.
Of course you don't.
Well, I said it at the same exact time. We both said, you said, that's good, and I said, that's not going to happen. Same second. That's why you probably didn't hear me.
I know. All right. Well, I mean, we got our options at least, or well, at least one of them. And the other,
Okay, well, who among us is the best player of the game, do you think?
let's see. If it comes down to just academics, Lisk is rolling 3d6. If it comes down to me, I'd probably be rolling 2d6 and a d8.
You think the game is entirely an academics role?
No, I'm choosing tactics. I only have tactics. Lisk only has academics.
So you think it's an academics and tactics role?
That's my assumption. Eli, in the course of playing it, would you also want academics? Or what's the
Academics
role
could
going to
certainly
be?
help.
Okay. So I think we could just bargain what we're doing, so. Nefira, what's your tactics look like as a total roll?
With mind,
Yeah.
D6, D8, D6.
So we're equivalent, actually. And Jaimin, what is your academics as a roll?
Academics is D8, 2D12.
All right.
Plus mind, which is a
So
D6.
it seems like the the setup of the game is, as you're reading it, is it falls down into 3 distinct phases, and those 3 phases build up to one another. So in the beginning, it's all about, I mean, we've talked about board games before, and we're all board gaming. The first one would be kind of about like drafting, or kind of like positioning and posturing for position, and the second one is laying a foundation of, like, let's say maybe like base building almost, and then the third aspect of it is the actual confrontation, where you see how well your, we could say, engine play against each other, and where you have to kind of you fight essentially.
Okay.
So it's hands off.
It's not hands off. It's you at the last phase. You are competing against each other.
Okay,
And
I
trying
thought
to
you were
see who
saying
can,
it like 2 competing armies sort of scenario. Like you're drafting, you're building, and then you're putting them out into the field to do the battle. I thought maybe you were saying the last part is a battle, but it's not a battle that you participate in.
It's a
the
board game.
battle is, it's like you commanding at that aspect and trying to use what you've built to beat the other person's engine
For
essentially.
some reason in my head, I was thinking like first-person MMO, virtual reality fight, not
Mhm.
a war game for some reason.
You can't redirect encounter a board game.
Well, I could. In fact, I could fling board games. I literally have the table flip power.
Oh dear. All right. So
So my
So-
idea then would be to 2-prong attack it. One of you plays the game, and the rest of you go on with the get to the moon plan.
right. Theoretically, we could either all try to play at the same time and see if 4 chances of winning gets us anywhere.
3.
It might. Or at least an easy knockout. If we end up going against each other, we just let you in.
Conversely, if all of us compete, all of us become known, and we have no deniability to try and pull off any other fake plans.
Given this encompasses all of society, I don't think everyone is going to end up being a celebrity.
I don't know what you mean by that.
I'm saying there's definitely levels of celebrity here.
I'm not talking about celebrity, though. I'm just saying that you become a known. People are lawyers are looking at you.
Oh, right.
You become a registered person on the scene. Maybe not
Right.
everybody knows you, but there's going to be like some sort of facial recognition software or something. Something's going to
They
happen.
already gave us these badges.
I did
We already
not
told
receive a
them our
badge.
names when we landed, or I did.
I didn't. Nobody asked me.
I shouted it up the stairwell. I think they noticed.
You didn't tell me about that.
Anyway.
I mean, you, Griffin, did not tell me that my name has been registered on this planet at any point in time.
Well, I told them it's your ship, and that's true.
That's true, but they didn't see me. Apparently, you also told me that you shouted my name across the ship, which means they still haven't seen me. I get to show them Lobos, and Lobos can now go out there and say, "Hey, I'm Jaimin, and I'm still a Enigma."
I'm going to say this discussion is probably taking the course of an entire
3
day
months.
as you guys are perusing through this book and kind of debating your different tactics and the ships being repaired at the same time.
Mhm.
And with the amount of successes you guys had in reading in reading this book and poring over all the different information you have, Jaimin believes he's actually correct in this, in that you're probably not on any sort of list at the moment. In fact, with your current status, you have next to no rights, and so they don't view it as important to track you because you violate, like, I mean, your existence outside of District 12 or doing anything could be seen as a violation of their
we're
rules.
untouchables.
Yeah,
we're too dirty to deal with. Sorry, I meant that in like the caste system way. We're untouchables.
Yeah.
Not
like even in, like, if we were talking like court, you would have no status as like in the United States, you wouldn't even have status as a citizen for like right to due process or anything.
Right, I mean like India, the caste system
Mhm.
untouchables, not like the FBI untouchables.
Yes, yeah. I understood what you meant.
But yeah, no, I still think Ocean's 11 is the best way to go about this. Falling back on Weekend at Bernie's.
Right. So, how long until like this thing happens before we have to before we can no longer participate?
It seems like the 3-month gaming period will begin in about a week, actually.
I was ready for you to say tomorrow.
Right.
Tomorrow.
You've got
So
10 minutes to make it to the office and register.
And I guess once it starts, registration's over.
Yeah, once the actual tournament starts, then that's when the registration is over.
Okay.
And the last month of that 3-month period is is where you go to the planet of heroes,
Okay.
as they call it.
So,
And for that
I'm-
last month, you live on planet as well.
So in that case, I think since we spent a whole day talking, Jaimin, I will go ahead and attempt to see what kind of inroad I can locate. I have an investigator friend now. Nefiro can come with me and give me some assistance as well. And we'll all work together and see what increase we could make, say, to working with the rules lawyers? Or finding some other inn to get to that planet.
Yeah, I think the rules lawyers is probably the best in. The taxi
Right.
service idea, probably not going to work. Kidnapping
Yes.
the emperor of the planet, probably also not going to work. Rules lawyers, though, anybody can join a convent.
So we could see what kind of progress we can make that way by asking some questions. Meanwhile, I'd recommend you go and register anyway.
I imagine the rules lawyers are probably not looked down, well upon. I don't mean that. I mean that I didn't mean that
It's
as
nothing
the
compared
joke.
to the rules barristers.
No, I just didn't mean that as the rules, like a joke that nobody likes rules lawyers. I just meant in a society where rank is everything and playing the game, the people that don't play the game and they don't have any rank or anything like that probably have no social status or a social status that's not looked upon well. In fact, it seems like a situation where you get sent to being a rules lawyer, like taking the black. You've been caught cheating. Life as a rules lawyer.
The rules lawyers are actually a highly looked upon caste in this society. They have achieved a skill level enough that they can monitor the game, and so they are set aside from this caste system as almost as if they have a permanent rank.
That's
They
a
still
joke
have
Eli's
ranking
saying.
internally within their rules lawyer. It seems like so they still play the game, but in almost like an isolated
God
bubble.
help you, Eli, if the token for the emperor or the head rules lawyer is just your own fucking picture.
He's gotta do it. It's human.
His second in command's gonna be
Oh,
Gaius
it's work.
Baltar.
Put your face on a dwarf body. Just go get Gimli or something.
God dang it, Theta! What the hell? I had those as tokens.
All right. So like I said, Jaimin, I'd like you to register. Are you okay with that?
Sure, as the only person they haven't seen, so the only one in our crew who can effectively do anything without being known. Yeah, sure, let me just go put myself out there as the first face.
Look, I'll be honest, it hasn't been your style so far to not let people know who you are. I've seen you waltz into situations, declare who you are, and then wait for them to shoot you.
Literally, I can't recall one time that's happened. No, seriously, I mean out of character. I've been in the back of every party move that we've made.
Rescuing Lobo.
There was a shootout, rescuing Lobo. There was the initial scenario where you did that with the scientist.
What shootout are we talking about?
The shootout in the apartment.
What apartment?
At the apartment complex.
The one where I stayed downstairs and did nothing until somebody else came in?
Yeah, that opening scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, where I literally did not declare anything.
Anyway.
Rescuing Lobo, I didn't tell them who I was either. I just said I wanted my robot back. I
Anyway,
think you're thinking about every other character I've ever played.
I'm still gonna say, as the backup plan, I think you are the best shot at winning, and that would be the longer term thing. We can't fail at it until we do it, but we can fail at getting an inroad.
God, the ego stroke that this one is. What am I gonna do? Argue about me being the best at playing games? No, you're wrong. Fuck you. I'm horrible at games. Look at every boardroom we've ever played.
All right.
Well, I haven't been into the boardroom, but I'm saying you're a professional gamer, so there is that.
I am not.
Should
I
make it the
entered
robot
one
himself?
tournament. I entered one tournament as a kid in Blockbuster, and I failed.
You entered a Blockbuster gaming tournament?
Yep. And the test was to play Judge Dredd, I think, on Super Nintendo, and I didn't pass the first fucking level.
Wow. That sounds
Yeah.
fun.
I know that feeling.
It's tough.
All right.
Well, it's hard
So-
when you don't even know the game you're gonna play.
So Giants doesn't seem to want to, so they'll
No,
get a
I'm
chance to do whatever
fucking
they
in.
want. Okay.
You suckered
Um,
me into it with your fucking negotiation D12.
Yeah. Stroke the ego and get him in. And meanwhile, I will go ahead and make inquiries with the rules lawyers. I have my investigator, and I have Nefiru along with me. Nefiru, if you can go ahead and rote for me, you could give me an additional D8.
Very well, let's rotate.
I guess in the meantime, I'll also find some kids that I can play the game against. Start low on the skill level.
How could I have lost 12-year-olds?
No, seriously, the only way to learn the game is to play somebody who's not going to play me for real. So
My regular is also roting to give me the D8, and that is 1,
Okay.
2, 3, 4.
What are you asking? What are you investigating about the rules lawyers? Like, what are you
I'm
trying to figure out?
how to get in, if there's like an assistant position we can get in on, if there's sort of any requirements if we were to like try pulling off a disguise of someone going to the planet to check it out, and when exactly they do that.
Okay. So you are going around and asking questions about the rules lawyers. You're asking around. You're trying to figure out what's kind of their deal. You're asking them, trying to figure out how to become a rules lawyer. Was that
Uh,
one of your questions?
Yeah, definitely.
In order to become a rules lawyer, you must have a certain rank in the game itself, and you must be recognized by a current games ruler, not games, a rules lawyer, who will then take you into what they describe as the rules lawyer challenge, in which you are rigorously tested about your true knowledge in the game, and only then can you become a rules lawyer. You see, there's even precedent where they talk about the rules lawyers. Everyone who speaks of it speak of them as kind of these these strange tier above, especially in the area you're asking questions about. And it seems like there's even precedent where one of the rulers, one of the emperors of the world, has at the end of his term became a rules lawyer.
Okay.
But aside from that, you're asking around in this District 12, and aside from kind of that knowledge about how to get in and who they are, no one seems to know much about these rules lawyers in District 12.
Okay. No
A
one
lot of the
even like
people
knows
that
them personally at all.
No, none of them know anyone personally. A lot of the people that you're interacting with, they don't even seem to play the game.
Gotcha. So basically, from this, I can identify positively this is a full catch-22 scenario. If we wanted to do anything, even try to pretend our way up, we would still have to play the game. There is no way around it whatsoever.
That seems, or at least you don't necessarily have to play, but without being part of the game, you cannot even ask the right or you can't even ask the questions to the right people, is what it seems.
Right. So we're locked into too small of an area. We need the higher rank before we can even go and ask people about it. Okay. So my recommendation, let's all sign up for the game. Robot and investigator included.
Would you like to try to? So you're all applying to get into the game.
Mhm.
Would you like to
Yes.
try to apply to play as a team?
I would recommend it. Unless Jaimin's integrity doesn't allow him to. What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
Theta,
I don't
that's a
know
you
about them.
question.
Well, I'm somewhat disappointed that the first roadblock you encountered, you decided not to investigate any further. So, but I guess I should have anticipated that from the person who didn't want to in the first place. So that you've had me go on to try and play the game, and now that I have no recourse because I'm a known, I can't go back. You've tricked me.
Well, you heard what the stereotype is. We can't get to anyone unless we have the higher rank, and I'm not sure we can get the higher rank without playing the game.
Right, but we are also liars, tricksters, and thieves who can try and do anything in the universe to
Right.
accomplish our goals.
My next effort here might be to try to black market a solution. But if it comes down to we have to play the game, do you want to play solo?
Yes. You've already
Okay.
entered me in. You've already convinced me to play
Now-
solo.
There's one thing I'd like to say is that you don't, just because you register for the game doesn't mean you have to play. You're allowed, if you register, you'll automatically be scheduled for games, but you can forfeit or not show up to the game.
And I guess that just immediately gets you a rank for forfeiting.
Essentially,
Well, I
yes.
assume it means you lose the match and thus are out of the game for the next 3 months.
So, like some people, and what you're seeing and what you're reading about is it's like in the book, it describes that some people that are content with their lives play to a certain level, and then will forfeit any game after that so
And
that they
then win
maintain their
trade.
status.
So you
And
can
that is
technically
also-
only go up.
And that is also a point that it mentions in the game. Is part of the game is intrigue. Bribery is allowed to exchange items to get someone to
Sure.
to not
Pay
play
everybody
against
that win 8 of rank 8 that's done playing to win trade with you.
So we can assassinate your way to victory.
No,
uh,
I don't want to kill anyone.
so Nefiru, here's what my recommendation is going to be. Me, Lisk, and I'm going to say my human investigator will all go ahead and sign up as a team.
All right.
I want to point
And
out
we'll
again,
keep you on the side for when we need you to do something really dark.
your human investigator is a irregular, isn't he?
Yes.
Which means he's not gonna be. Your irregulars switch out every session. He's one guy is gonna have to be around for 3 months.
Yeah, that's a good point. So it's just going to be me
Yeah.
and Lisk then. I'll recommend he do it, and while we're working with him, he can do that, and he'll get his higher rank while we're working with him. But if he disappears, he disappears.
I mean, yeah, you talk to him outside as a person that the GM will control. You know, to fuck you over at the match is going to be most important to you because someone's paid him, or some other weird shit that's going on this planet that we don't know about.
I'm better than
I'll
them,
send
so I'll
you
win,
guys.
is what I'm going to say.
I'll send you guys more information about the game in our
Mhm.
off sessions as well, so that you have more of a base understanding of some of the other things.
Cool. In the meantime, I rondo jumped the ship right into the palace. Suicide jump. It's really hard to kill me in one hit.
So it's Jaimin's going to be is going to register. Mitherlin and Lisk are going to be a team. Is
Mhm.
Neferu going to play?
You could.
Yeah.
Conversely,
Okay.
in the next 3 months, you could put yourself under the system, start living as a street rat, and try to infiltrate your way into the society until the point where you can enter the Emperor's palace and steal what we need to fucking steal instead of spending 3 months playing a game that Eli has made.
We need to be higher ranked to infiltrate in the first place, because otherwise we can't leave here.
Yeah, sure, I couldn't rob my neighbor's
Which-
house because I didn't have the moral authority of a higher social standing than him.
Right. Which is why, like, I'm also going to ask, like, so
That was
we're all
sarcasm.
registering. My question to Eli is going to be, what's the black market look like for rank here? Is it completely impossible? Is it people sometimes will sell off a rank and then leave the planet? Will people, like, acquire, like, 20 different rank tokens by pretending to be different people and then dish them out later?
Everyone is given a single rank token. You have with your high, with your high questioning and asking around. I'm going to just kind of carry over those 4 successes that you have heard rumors that people have faked their identity to take over someone else's rank, but usually it's one person, one rank, and the rules lawyers are extremely they stamp down on any sort of infringement of that policy. Trading and exchanging ranks is highly frowned upon in society.
Mm-hmm. Right. And I'm guessing, like, there's just heavy criminal penalties for it, right?
Oh, death.
Death. Okay, cool. So not a very thriving black market then.
I imagine it's really hard to execute me.
Several people have done it already.
No, those are people that fought me in like a prolonged battle. I mean, imagine the executioner. I redirect. I try to put the lethal injection to redirect.
Whoop! Oh, I stabbed myself.
That's what I'm saying. In an execution level, it's got to be pretty hard.
Yeah, that would be very difficult.
Firing
It'll be
squad.
incredibly goofy for sure.
Firing squad, redirect. Oh, can't get the noose on him.
I can't. Whoop!
So, I guess if we've determined teams, we could just go ahead and stop here, get the rules later, and work from here.
So each one of you all sign up for the ranking, and you're given your first badge. Each one of you has to sign up, and they take a number of details about your information and your different race and what you are. And each one of you is given a single square with green trim, and you're told to exchange your circle badges for those.
Yeah, I'm on my way to Cerulean City.
On my way to... Yeah. Sweet, we have semi-technical real rank for qualifiers. Yay!
Here's the thing, though. If we win, why would we leave? If I win, I become emperor of the planet. Nay, the system, with apparently a fleet at my disposal. Why would I leave?
So I think I'll put that as this is part of the debrief then, if that's okay. If Jaimin wins and becomes the emperor, my proposal to Jaimin is you have one of the 3 keys to a planetary weapon and an entire fleet to go get them.
Also, no, I'll just hold on to this 1 key. They can't do anything with 2 keys, and now I have a fleet to defend it with. And the knowledge of that other people may come, and a royal army to defend it with, myself with, right. And also I just won the game, which probably means I can win it again.
Mm-hmm. So there's definitely
I think if I win, I just gonna become an NPC, and you guys keep going with my new character, because if I win the game, I've won the game.
What I would say, though, is that if we did get to that point and you were still playing, just because we have 1 key doesn't necessarily mean they can't find or get it. I don't know for sure, because we just don't know.
Your assumption so far has been, no, they can't, because you've shot down every other idea that I've had about it. You know what?
Sorry.
Maybe.
I'm just guessing, honestly.
Well, sure. Once we get it, we have the Royal Engineering Corps construct a special vault, in the center of one of the moons, and we put the fleet around it, and then we put a bunch of those satellite station things around it, and then we key it up to like one of our voices only, and then a bunch of biological data, and then we, I don't know, surround it with fail-safe nukes, and have like special watchdog towers on multiple positions in the system watching it, so that we can always check on what's happening. And we have implants put in our necks to tell us when somebody's accessed the base, so it'll wake us up at all moments of the night. And other various stupid-ass shit that I will name off for hours on end to ensure that this never happens.
So you got plans. That's what we'll say. If we can win that big, honestly, we've won a bigger game than the one we are playing right now. We're suddenly emperors. Eli, are you prepared for that contingency?
I just also want to throw out there that I don't think a planet-destroying weapon exists at all. As I've said 1,000 times, he's guilty of tax evasion.
Oh gosh, yeah, if this just becomes the world's greatest goose chase, it'll be hilarious too.
I keep saying it in character. This guy does not have planet-destroying technology. He got locked up on tax evasion.
But Eli, I do like the idea of this planet here, this like silly game, this oddly warlike yet pacifistic system at the same time. It's kind of hilarious. I love it, and I think this is gonna be fun because we could do plenty of social intrigue here.
I mean, it's everything that my character avatar is based around.
Mm-hmm.
I said that I don't like it. It's just that I'm playing the game that the game takes place in.
I know.
So you guys have 3 goals that I'll give you, but they're all kind of like arc under the same goal, and that is to secure the 3 keys. But I'll break that down into like it's considered one goal, right? Is retrieve the keys, and each key is a separate like sub goal of that. But I'm not going to burden up your whole 3 goals with these 3 with retrieve each key. So I'll start with just like retrieve the keys, and you guys are choosing to work on the one first on WarCon, and then that way I can give you other goals that are more different chapters in that. So like since you guys are all signing up for the game, maybe the first goal, like the first minor goal, might be to make it to the finals. So you have like one is retrieve all the keys, and then the second one is make it to it would actually be make it to the planet of victors, and then that way it's more open to you could get to it in multiple directions. So
okay. Oh, that's actually a good way too. If we get to a point where we go against someone, we could also offer to throw the game so they get a higher rank if they take us with them.
yeah, and that way that rule is kind of that goal is a little bit more flexible. So I'm not trying to force you to do one way or another.
Right, and getting higher rank in the first place and then getting kicked out means that we can still interact with other people and work from there towards the same end and hire out services. So we've completed Rendezvous with Ryan the Blue. We have Make It to the Planet Victors, and then we have Secure the 3 keys. Was there another one? Am I missing?
At the moment, that's just the 2, and then if we get into another one, or like let's say, I mean, I've given you it a lot of time, so you could even go to another planet, and then you might get another sub goal to work towards one of those keys.
Yeah, depending on how this pans out.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and then so it's 5:50 now, so let's do our outro. You guys got Star Wars tonight, I believe.
That's right. So outro. I'm Mitherlin, and down with our oppressors.
I play Nefera Benfree, the patient Trudon sniper, and my motto is 1 shot, 1 kill.
Chime in, can't you hear the music?
Awesome. And we won't be playing next week because I will be out of town. So we will resume in 2 weeks.
Okie doke then.
All right. I'll see y'all later. Have fun in Star Wars.